guys. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Anyway, Happy New Year. I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope everything is okay. Yeah, I've taken long without posting because of some circumstances, but I thank God that I'm here and you guys are alive. You made it through the year, and yeah, this is a new year. This is the 6th day of the new year, and we are all fine. So I have scripture for you. It's in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 to 8, and it talks about a time for everything. You know, we believe that there's a time for everything, and everything happens for our own good at God's own time. There's nothing that happens to you that God didn't plan for. So it goes, everything that happens in this world happens at a time God chooses. He sets the time for birth and the time for death, the time for planting and the time for pulling up, the time for killing and the time for healing, the time for tearing down and the time for building. He sets the time for sowing and the time for joy, the time for mourning and the time for dancing, the time for making love and the time for not making love, the time for kissing and the time for not kissing. He sets the time for finding and the time for losing, the time for saving and the time for throwing away, the time for tearing and the time for mending, the time for silence and the time for talk, the time for love and the time for hate, the time for war and the time for peace. So we believe that everything happens according to God's time. You finding a job, that's God's plan and God's timing for you. So I think we should be patient, and we believe that God has the right timing and everything happens according to God's time. So I believe that we should be patient and wait for God's timing. Yeah, because God's timing is always the best. You're going to get the job at the right time you need it. You're going to get everything that you need at the right time. Happy New Year. Happy